Starting on Monday, more South Dakotans will be eligible to sign up for a COVID-19 vaccine. Phase 1E is the final group of Phase 1 of the statewide vaccination plan. Phase 2 allows for all South Dakotans over the age of 16 to receive the COVID-19 vaccine. To sign up for a vaccine, you must contact a COVID-19 vaccine provider, which is listed by each county, when including federal and state allocations. The DOH is estimating 34% of South Dakota's population has received at least one dose of the vaccine.
A special visitor is making things better for nursing home residents still in lockdown due to COVID-19. KELO's Max Hofer joins us with the story. Good morning, Max.
Good morning, Travis. The Good Samaritan Society in Scotland recently got a puppy to play with their residents. Her name is Gracie, and she's a 3-month-old golden retriever. Dennis Gruke says that she visits his room once a day and that he likes to pet her.
She's a ray of sunshine in my day. Nobody can see her. But there again, it goes back to having a dog to talk to and pester and play with every now and then.
Gracie is always accompanied by staff when visiting rooms. She stops by each one every day to play with the residents. Now in the next half hour, we'll revisit the nursing home and hear how she impacts other residents.
Thank you, Max.
Itself is 10 times better. It really is. Night and day.
Overhead Door Company of Sioux Falls, Watertown, and Brown County, bringing quality and value to your home for over 50 years.
Welcome back. The city of Chicago celebrated St. Patrick's Day by dyeing the Chicago River green Saturday morning. It's part of the city's long-standing tradition to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, dating back to 1962.
Although city officials said the event took place earlier than usual and was not publicized in order to prevent gathering and the spread of COVID-19.
Well, very fun that they were still able to celebrate.
That is an aggressive green.
It is a neon-looking green, at least from what I'm seeing right now.
Well, the administration announced it will distribute $10 billion in federal funds for coronavirus testing in schools. That comes as the CDC is considering reducing guidelines for distance in classrooms to 3 feet, and as 18 states report at least a 10% rise in new cases.
Live from KELOLAND Media Group, KELOLAND This Morning.
Coming up, how the COVID-19 variants may be making things a bit more difficult to return back to normal.
So just having Gracie here, she's able to help with that. She shows love and companionship.
A new puppy at the Good Samaritan Society is helping residents in isolation. KELOLAND's Max Hofer has that story coming up.
Thanks, Brian. As stimulus checks start to hit people's bank accounts, the president and CEO of the Greater Sioux Falls Chamber of Commerce hopes this money will help build on the region's economy.
I get to work with Chamber of Commerce executives across the country, and I haven't found one I'd trade places with right now. We are in a hot economic environment for sure, and so I find the future to be very, very bright.
To read more about the impact this latest round of stimulus checks may have on the local economy, head to these KELOLAND.com originals by Eric Mayer on our website right now. One marketing research company is projecting an estimated $600 million in cash will be coming to families in Sioux Falls who qualify for the American Rescue Plan Act. According to Marshall Marketing, an estimated 46,000 people listed as single households will be collecting nearly $92 million in Sioux Falls. Meanwhile, an estimated 117,000 married households are expected to collect more than $514 million.
People still found ways to celebrate together for St. Patrick's Day despite the pandemic. Touchmark at All Saints Retirement Community held pub crawl on campus for its residents and some guests. In the past, the event was held downtown, but it was canceled last year because of the pandemic.
While it's still not quite safe enough for us to feel confident going out and about on a pub crawl downtown, we do feel very confident in inviting in a handful of guests to take part in our own pub crawl here throughout our Phillips Way neighborhood.
Kelly says 98% of residents are vaccinated against COVID-19. There will be a new look to this year's Class B state boys basketball tournament in Aberdeen. Fans who head to Wax Arena will be required to wear masks and social distancing will be encouraged. Following every game, fans will be asked to leave before the next game's fans enter the arena. You can read all about the other changes and hear from the tournament manager by visiting this KELOLAND.com original online now.
Huron, Watertown, and Sioux Falls hosted the girls' state high school basketball tournaments last weekend. Now, Huron and Watertown are two of the hot spots in the state when it comes to new COVID cases. While many of us want to get back to normal, Avera's chief medical officer warns it may be too soon. Dr. Michael Elliott says there are still too many things we don't know, especially when it comes to the new variants.
We know that the monoclonal antibody treatments don't necessarily work as well against some of the viral variants. We believe the vaccines have some protection against the viral variants, but they're new and emerging, and so there's just some uncertainty.
All indications are the variants do spread more easily. Last week, the South Dakota Department of Health confirmed that testing did uncover cases of the UK variant in the state. Minnesota has also confirmed the Brazilian and South African variants.
Welcome back. Residents at the Good Samaritan Society are having their moods lifted thanks to a new friend. In this morning's Positively Keloland, Max Hofer shows you a puppy whose heart is bigger than her bite. Good morning, Max.
Good morning, Travis. Now, it's been a lonely year for residents at the Good Samaritan Society in Scotland. Due to the pandemic, they aren't able to have visitors except for one little puppy who's making a big impact. Residents at the Good Samaritan Society in Scotland, South Dakota, don't get many visitors during the pandemic.
I haven't had a lot of visitors now. We were on lockdown pretty much here till a couple weeks ago.
That is, except for one four-legged friend who always goes out of her way to greet them. Meet Gracie. She's a 3-month-old golden retriever who stops by Dennis Grucky's room once a day.
She's a good companion dog, aren't you?
Now, Gracie doesn't just wander around by herself. She's always accompanied by a staff member. Social Services Manager Pam Stewart is her owner.
She's ready to get in the car in the morning, and she comes bounding at the door like, I'm here.
She got her in January when she was only 8 weeks old.
She was round and roly-poly, and the plan was to keep her at home for a couple weeks and get to know her, and then bring her on a limited basis.
She came at a time of hardship for the residents. Back in November, their original dog, Hope, passed away from lymphoma.
She became very instrumental in the residents' day. She had her routine where she would go to certain rooms at certain times. She comforted people when they were passing away. She comforted families. She spent time with people who were depressed.
Hope was a very caring dog.
Grucki says that Gracie has been a big ray of sunshine for him and his fellow residents.
She's making people smile. We've had people talking who hadn't talked for a while. We've had people move in their wheelchairs who hadn't necessarily motivated their wheelchairs in a while.
The companion dogs are just great to have around for just to have a dog in a facility to, like me, to talk to and break up the monotony of the day.
Even after the pandemic, she'll keep tugging on heartstrings and chew toys for years to come.
Anytime that we can bring some joy and some, boost to their mood, we love that.
Now, recently, the federal government announced it's now encouraging in-person visitation for nursing homes. For more information, check out the link under this story at keloland.com.
Thank you, Matt.
The COVID-19 vaccine will be available for all Iowa residents next month. Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds says all residents will be eligible for coronavirus vaccinations on April 5th. That is, as long as supply projections are met. Reynolds says the federal government is promising a surge in supply in late March that'll enable enough vaccinations to meet much larger demand. Faculty and staff at Augustana University aren't the only ones getting their COVID-19 vaccinations. The university is working with Sanford Health to get students living in dorms vaccinated as well. They're starting to get shots in their arms now so they can be fully vaccinated before going home for summer break.
Our teachers, our educators have been so excited to get their vaccines, rightfully so, as they have so many students that surround them each day. So we are happy to get some of the college students here today as well, and they live in congregate settings within the dorms, so they share eating areas, they share restrooms, and so on. So we want to make sure that we're keeping them safe, and we also want to get them vaccinated before they go back home.
The South Dakota Department of Health announced they'll be moving to Phase 1E of the vaccination rollout on Monday. That'll include fire safety personnel and other critical infrastructure workers.
It's a Sioux Falls tradition, and this year it has more meaning because of the pandemic. People gathered on Phillips Avenue on Wednesday to paint a huge shamrock in the streets. The artists who wore green masks included Mayor Paul Tenhaken. Most years, the painting kicks off the city's St. Patrick's Day celebration. This year, the mayor says it kicks off much more than that.
I think this summer is going to be an incredible year for downtown Sioux Falls. I think this place is going to be absolutely on fire. I know it wasn't even this past weekend. People are ready, and they're ready to get out, and they're ready to have fun. And so despite us having to be indoors and no parade, I really feel that this is the beginning of the next chapter for our city, and there's a lot to be optimistic about.
The celebration continued into the night when the Arc of Dreams and Falls Park were lit up green for the holiday. St. Patrick's Day 2020 fell just a few days after the coronavirus pandemic officially began. We reached out to local Irish-focused businesses to see how this year is different. Check out this KELOLAND.com original story online right now to learn more about the difference one year can make.
Guys.
All right, that's our time for now. Thanks for joining us.
Have a great day.